Beer here back at the Fantasy Bar. Friday is here. The NBA play-in tournament rolls on, and we are back with 6 of my favorite plays for you on FanDuel and DraftKings, including some of my favorite mid-range and value plays. We've got some correlation in some games that you can certainly stack up. We've got high-paced teams going against each other here tonight, and I've got a beast in the night in an absolute smash spot. Who are we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the Fantasy Bar. Welcome in, guys. Friday edition Beers Daily Fantasy Six-Pack, talking NBA here. 6 of my favorite plays fresh off the tap for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for stopping by the Fantasy Bar and checking out today's video. Before we get to the plays, you guys know the drill by now. Let's start with that thumbs up button. Very important. That is the tip jar here on this free video. So take a second, click the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Check us out over at scoresandodds.com/beer for all of your sports betting needs. You can check out everything there: lines, props, projections, premium picks as well in all of the major sports. So when you're done here, that link in the description of the video, go and check it out. And lastly, head over to RotoGrinders.com/simlabs and check out our brand new tool for the NFL. Runs through a ton of simulations for the games to help you see what those lineups can look like, can build 150 lineups in a matter of seconds, free for a limited time. Go check that out. RotoGrinders.com/simlabs. All right, we have a lot of injuries. We covered those injuries on our short video, which will accompany this video each and every day with a recap of the previous video, along with those injury situations and how we plan to capitalize on those. So make sure you are checking out that short intro video anytime there's an NBA or NFL video as well. All right, let's dive into the plays for Friday night. Let's start at point guard with Sasser of Detroit. So Sasser early on looking like one of the steals of the draft here for the Detroit Pistons, who've really been looking for somebody to ride along with Cade Cunningham here. And I'm expecting the role, the production, the usage just continue to grow here for Sasser here. And he's really gotten a lot more aggressive with this run. 10 or more shots now in 4 straight games. And it's really led to the fantasy points we are looking at and contributes across the entire stat sheet, which is what I really like here. Can score the ball, but really getting it done in a lot of categories here. And that's led to 30 or more DraftKings points in 4 of the last 5 games. So even with the price ticking up a little bit, don't know that it's high enough here. Great buy low on both sites, under 6K. Sasser leading us off here on Friday night. All right, let's go to the other side of that game, a little correlation, and we'll stay at point guard with Maxiell. This guy really taking off, and we started to see signs of this last season that this guy is more than capable of being a star in this league. With James Harden out to LA and some of the videos of him partying out there, don't know that that's going to end well. But as far as Maxey goes, really playing well alongside Joel Embiid. In fact, about the most consistent floor we could ask for. Only one game this entire season has he dipped under 46 DraftKings points. So giving us that floor, giving us the ceiling we want in tournaments as well. And I think we could see a ceiling spot here against Detroit. Both of these teams top 10 in pace, and Detroit really struggling with the point guard position. We're talking bottom 10 in points allowed, which is a specialty of Maxey. Can really fill it up, and fantasy points allowed to this position as well. So a nice pairing here of point guards in a fast-paced, high-tempo game. Give me some Sasser and give me some Maxey. All right, let's get some value down low with big man Bismack Biyombo of Memphis. So Xavier Tillman, one of those injuries we discussed in the short video, going to be out once again tonight. I think there's a couple ways you can go here with Memphis bigs, but I'm going to go with the value in Bismack Biyombo. 28 minutes per game in the last 2 games that he's gotten some run. 8.5 points per game. We know he's not a massive scorer, but 10.5 rebounds per game here. And I think this is a spot he could pull down 12 or more rebounds against Utah. No Walker Kessler, the big man anchoring the middle of that Jazz lineup. So they'll likely be undersized here, undermanned, and I think Biyombo can take advantage of this matchup here and go for a double-double rebound prop. One of those I would look for in the betting market here on the big man Bismack Biyombo, one of my favorite values for Friday night. All right, up next, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, depending on your site. We're talking Gordon Hayward of Charlotte. So once again, back to the intro video, we mentioned Terry Rozier not going to play once again here tonight. Lonzo Ball, the biggest benefactor here, but his price jumped all the way up to $10,000 on DraftKings. So now that he's not out of play, but I'd rather save some money here and go with Gordon Hayward, who, like Maxey, been about as consistent as we could hope for. 36 or more DraftKings points now in 4 straight games. So another combination of a solid floor, a guy that does a lot of everything on the court and a great matchup here. We're talking the top two teams in the NBA in pace this season. 248 points scored in the same matchup on Wednesday night. So 250, 260, not out of the question here. Hayward played well in that game, didn't shoot the ball particularly well. So I think there's even more of a ceiling available here. Gordon Hayward in a smash spot here against the Washington Wizards. All right, back to value at small forward, power forward with Kyle Anderson of Minnesota. So we've been hanging out at Fantasy Bar for years. You know, one of my favorites are these stat stuffers, guys that can get it done without necessarily scoring the basketball. And Kyle Anderson certainly fits the bill here with guys like Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns on that team. They generally don't rely on him for his offense. He can certainly do it, but it's the rebounds, the assists, the steals, everything else that he can do and really pile the stats up. So another guy that gives us that cash game floor that we can count on with all of those statistical contributions. And I don't think we've seen the ceiling. In fact, we know there's games Kyle Anderson can go for 40, 50 fantasy points on any given night. We just haven't seen it this season, and that may scare some people away here. But San Antonio, about the best matchup we could ask for, second worst team in the NBA in defensive efficiency, have given up 120 points or more in 7 of the 8 games, 152 to the Indiana Pacers here. So lots of opportunity here going back to where it all started for Kyle Anderson in San Antonio. So we get that cherry on top. A great matchup here, great price tags, and a guy that can hit all of the statistical categories. Give me some Kyle Anderson here on Friday night. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Friday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Easy to play, free to play, and mainly a thank you to you guys for hanging out here in the Fantasy Bar and for all your support of these videos. All you got to do, click that thumbs up button and head to the comment section and guess fantasy points on FanDuel tonight for my Beast of the Night. Whoever's guess is the closest to the actual output, you're going to win an absolutely free week of RotoGrinders Premium. While you're down there, who's your top play here on this slate? A lot of injuries to navigate. Who are you choosing? Who is your Beast of the Night if you were 10 in the bar? Sound off in that comment section. All right, let's get to it. Let's wrap this baby up, and let's finish the week strong with my favorite play for Friday night in the NBA. No matter, the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We're going to spend some money here at power forward center with the big man, Sabonis of the Kings, tonight's Beast of the Night. So one of the biggest injuries here, De'Aaron Fox going to miss once again for the Sacramento Kings, means a ton of usage, production on the plate here for Sabonis. I want to take advantage in this matchup with the Oklahoma City Thunder. We'll get to them in a minute, but what a start to the season here for Sabonis. Double-doubles in 6 of his first 7 games. So pretty much lock and load double-double. We know the ceiling is there to get this guy to the 50s, 60s, potentially 70 fantasy points in this matchup. OKC, 8th most fantasy points allowed to centers, but give up the absolute most rebounds per game to this position. Not a lot of size there, and even the size they have, speaking to you, Chet Holmgren, not going to be able to bang the boards here with a guy like Sabonis. I think he goes absolutely ham here for at least 60 fantasy points. Sabonis, easily my favorite play on the board and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our look at Friday night with 6 of my favorite plays for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, as always, feel free to hit me up in that comment section right below the video or reach out on Twitter at Beermakersfan. And don't forget your guess for Sabonis fantasy points on FanDuel for your shot at some free RotoGrinders Premium. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you have not already. Check out scoresandodds.com/beer. Check out rotogrinders.com/simlabs. My NFL 6-pack for week 10 is out on YouTube, so go and check that out as well. And my pints and picks with 2 of my favorite NFL bets for this weekend coming out later today. For rotogrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for your support, for hanging out here in the Fantasy Bar, and for checking out today's video. Best of luck on the slate tonight. Best of luck in the NFL this weekend, and we will see you.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist